Well, hello again and welcome to another episode of the Hyperion Adventures podcast. I'm Tom. As always, I'm with my gorgeous, super smart, and I mentioned it last week, but I got to reiterate it, hard-working wife and co-host, Michelle.
You're so kind. Thank you, sweetie. Hi, everybody.
So good to have you with us. We are recording this episode, most of this episode on Sunday, April 12th, 2020. Happy Easter, everybody.
Easter.
Yeah, we hope you are celebrating the best you can. I know these are interesting circumstances that we're in right now, but hopefully you can get together in some way with your family, whether it be within your household, whether it be video chatting, whatever the case may be, and still celebrate this day the best way possible.
That's right. I mean, it may look different, but it still can be fun.
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
Duh.
You can make it work. Yes. And there's lots of great restaurants out there. I mean, by the time you're listening to this, Easter's done. But don't forget, there are lots of great restaurants out there that are providing Easter meals and meals in general for you for takeout. And they're doing such hard work. And Michelle's group is doing such hard work. I mean, I know she was telling me about some great things that are actually happening for all, to kind of repay for all the great work that your troop is doing.
Yeah, it's been amazing. We've had so many people donating things for our clinics. Started out with some people donating flowers, little bouquets of flowers to all of our nurses who are out there actually doing the testing, really being there on the front line testing for the virus. Then we've also had people deliver Monster drinks. I mean, I'm talking pallets and pallets. I'm trying to remember now how many there were. I think there was about 15, maybe not pallets, the big containers.
Like cases.
Yeah. Of those, people bringing candy over, people delivering pizzas to the clinic. I mean, it's really been impressive and amazing, the love that's been shared with us, and we really appreciate it, and our staff really do deserve all that they're getting. So it's awesome for the community to come together and really show their appreciation. And, I know that in the healthcare field, medical people do get recognized a lot of times as being, like the unsung heroes or whatever, or the heroes of the moment. But I'm really, really happy to also see that there are other harders in our communities, whether you're talking, grocery workers or truck drivers delivering to our homes, so many other heroes of people who are out there that don't typically get recognized to being such wonderful additions to help us get through certain situations. Mm-hmm. And so it's great to see everybody recognizing, the value that people are bringing through these very difficult and tough times.
I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, obviously it's great to see all the love and adoration that's being shown now to all the people in the medical field that are on the front lines. They deserve every bit of it. I'm so happy to hear that is happening within your place of work currently. Right. And out there across the land. But yes, also it's so great to see that all these people that are still, a lot of us are working from home. A lot of us are deemed, quote unquote, non-essential, I mean, whatever that means. But we don't have to be at work, and we are staying at home and doing our best. But there are those out there of you who are going in every day, doing your job, delivering food to people, delivering packages to people, working at stores to make sure that everybody still has the things they need and putting themselves in the line of fire on their own regard. And I'm so glad that they are getting some love out of this as well, because they do that on a day-to-day basis, but especially now when times are a little bit up in the air, it is really great to hear that this adoration is going out to all of them.
Yes, absolutely.
And we support that completely, and we want to pass along our love and adoration to all of you that are out there working, whether it be right on the front lines or whether you're out there just providing a service for everybody who needs it. So thank you very much from both of us, Tom and Michelle, at the Hyperion Adventures podcast. But let's get into what we have for today. First of all, we appreciate that you joined us. You can find us most everywhere you get podcasts. However, the very best place to find us is on our own website, HyperionAdventurespodcast.com. And while you're there, why don't you just take a moment and sign up for the newsletter?
Yeah, you'll be glad you did, because it has a lot of fun things that, and I have to give a shout out to Tom. He really does all the work behind that. He does a great job, but you get some really fun things throughout the week. We don't use your email address for anything other than us sending you something. We don't give it away, and we just want to be able to have that other level of connection with the people that listen to Hyperion Adventures podcast.
Exactly. That's why we have it, is to kind of share what we have going on. You get to hear about what we have in the future coming first. We have something interesting possibly happening this week. You may get a tease of that on this week's newsletter if you are subscribed to it. However, you can also follow along with us on social media. We are very active on social media. We are on Twitter at Hyperion Podcast, Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest at Hyperion Adventures Podcast. And if you ever want to email us for any reason at all, you can always hit us up at HyperionAdventuresPodcast@gmail.com.
That's right. And we do get some really wonderful things coming through, people giving us some feedback or sharing some of their stories. And please keep that up. We really, really love it. And we also love when we get to have reviews about our podcast, whether it be ratings or actual reviews put in there. And we really appreciate when you tell a friend about our podcast.
Yeah, that's the best way for anybody to find out about our show or any show that you love, is by telling a friend, a rating, a review. Also great steps. Now, going back to what you were talking about, people sharing things with us on email, we did get an email from somebody this week who was playing along with our Never Have I Ever Disneyland game that we played with the Cottons last week, the Cotton family. And by the way, if you haven't listened to that episode yet, go back. You should check it out. The Cotton family are wonderful.
Yes.
We had so much fun with them, and we had a great little game of Disneyland Never Have I Ever. But this one came from Scott in Minneapolis. He says, "Hey guys, I was just playing along with your Never Have I Ever episode, and I ended up with a disappointing 18 princess level." Although I kind of
not bad.
I kind of like to be a princess personally. You know that about me, so I don't think that's so bad. Like you said, here are some of the story questions I answered yes to. He actually listed a bunch of them. I'm only going to go through a few of them that I found the most fun to share here. So first of all, one was, do you own any Disney board games? He says we have Disney Pictopia, which is geared more toward kids and our daughter. We also have a Nightmare Before Christmas theme Yahtzee game.
What?
Get this. The dice cup is Jack's head. How cool is that?
Oh my gosh.
I know. As soon as I read that, I'm like, oh, Michelle's going to try and search this out now.
I definitely know what I'm going to ask Santa for Christmas.
Right. Absolutely. That's very cool. Santa or Sandy Claus.
Right?
Yeah. Anyway, he also says, I have been a part of a Disneyland parade many times. I was in the marching band at San Diego High School and at San Diego State.
Yay.
I marched in the Magic Music days all 4 years in high school and 2 years in college. It was a blast and an honor to see the joy on the guests' faces. Finally, this I found was really funny in a quirky kind of way. He says, I have danced at Disney in public. Well, of course, hopefully you have at some point, but his story is interesting. It actually goes along with a couple of other questions about going to Disney alone and a special ticketed event. In 1989, I went to grad night alone. I was a junior dating a senior at the time. We purchased tickets. We broke up before the event, but we agreed to go alone. Well, she had other friends going, but I went alone. The event had multiple bands playing, including Atlantic Star playing on a barge in the water in New Orleans Square. That's, between Tom Sawyer Island and
so
New
cool
Orleans
when
Square.
Bands do that.
Yeah, we saw that for the 80s night, which kind of feeds into this with, I think it was the 80s All-Stars is the band we saw there. Also, New Kids on the Block and Samantha Fox were playing at Videopolis.
Whoa.
And one of my favorite bands of the time, Information Society, was playing at the Tomorrowland stage, and I was up front and dancing the whole time. So
Cool. I'm getting all choked up just listening to this.
Isn't that cool? What a
is
cool story, especially to, when you run into this weird scenario where you're with this girl, you break up, you still have tickets.
Right.
It's like, you hear the stories of like, I had a honeymoon with somebody. I went on the honeymoon alone because I was non-refundable or whatever, kind of like that. But so glad that he was able to make such a great night of it just the same.
Yes, absolutely. Well, that's what's so wonderful about the Disney parks and Disney, the feelings we get from Disney's, whether it's their movies or any other realm of activities associated with Disney.
Mm-hmm. Just really, really cool story. Thank you, Scott in Minneapolis, for sharing that with us. We really appreciate it. If you had, and any of the rest of you played along with our Never Have I Ever, Disneyland Never Have I Ever game, please send your stuff to us. We'd love to hear it, and we will share it.
It won't be too late. Send it.
Right.
It's great.
We will share it as well on one of our upcoming shows. As for today's show, lots of stuff for you today, including Disney Plus hits a milestone, and Disney stars are getting together for a little sing-along. But enough about all that. Let's get to our main topic of the week, and we are super excited for this. We've been actually trying to get this scheduled for several months now. I mean, we had one thing planned for, I don't know, must have been almost 6 months ago. Then there's another thing planned for a few weeks ago, and unfortunately life gets in the way, and some things have had to change, and we've had to alter schedules. But we're so excited now to finally get on Tony the Disney Dad and his sons, Sparrow and Stitch, from the Disney Discussions podcast. Welcome to the Hyperion Adventures podcast.
No, thanks. Thanks for having us. Yeah, thanks for being so gracious with us. A lot of rescheduling, a lot of sickness early on in the year, but we're happy to be here with you.
Well, hopefully you're happy and healthy.
Sickness.
Yeah, well, you're happy and healthy now, right? And that's what really matters. Yes. So that's
good.
That's good. That's good. And we're just really excited to have you guys on the show. We've been fans of your show for a long time. Tony, you guys have been wonderful supporters of our show as well. And it's so funny because we've connected so many times on social media. This is the first time we're actually getting to see you face to face. It's so nice.
It's so cool.
Yeah, it's so nice. And you guys have done a few recordings for our show, which we really appreciate. Your show is excellent. We love it. You guys just have a great energy and a love for Disney and each other that you could tell. So we're very happy to be on and happy to support you in any way we can.
Yeah. Ah, thanks.
Yeah.
Well, we really, really appreciate it so very much.
Yeah, and we are huge fans. There's just something special about your podcast and having the boys there to really make it even. Not that you're not special, Tony, you are, but they add that other spark element. So we definitely appreciate
it. And I think every once in a while, we even have the Fox News guy come on.
I've heard that guy. Where does he come from?
I don't know. We keep looking for him. The basement, the attic. We don't know where he comes from.
I don't know who he is.
He's never seen him.
Somehow Sparrow and he are never in the same room. I don't know what happens with that, but it's crazy. It's crazy.
I wonder if he'll pop up in this podcast.
That would be interesting.
Ooh,
that would be interesting.
that's
Fox News guy. We'll see.
Yes.
We'll see. I know one thing it's funny about, and Michelle tells me this every time she listens to your show, that, she not only does she have basically the same height, but she tends to have the same likes as Stitch.
Yes.
Somehow you two have the same thing in common. So I think we're going to probably find a little more of that here in this show as well.
We are in sync. Totally. That's awesome.
So let's delve into the Disney Discussions podcast. Could you guys tell us a little bit about how you developed your love for Disney and when and why you decided to turn it into this show that you guys do on a regular basis?
So first of all, it was just a normal day, and out of nowhere, my dad came up to us and it's like, "Hey, do you want to start a Disney podcast?"
Wow.
That's how it happened.
Just out of the blue.
Awesome.
That's kind of what I did with Michelle too, so I get it.
Yes.
I've listened to podcasts for years. I mean, almost since the very beginning, and I always loved it. And I'm a tech kind of guy, and I always wanted to do one. And then one day it just hit me, like, we talk about Disney so much. My wife is sick of us talking about Disney. And, well, what if we did this? Or, hey, look at the wait times now. And so I figured, well, let's just record it and see what happens. So it was a cool way to spend time with the boys,
right.
Talking about stuff we love, because we love Disney, we love Star Wars, we love Marvel, the Muppets, all that kind of stuff. So we did it just as a hobby for us, and it's taken off a little bit. Each time we put out an episode, it grows, which is interesting to see. Like, I wouldn't think people would want to listen to us gab on about Disney, but
I would have never guessed that somebody would, like a bunch of people would want to listen to a Stitch Takes Over podcast, and it turned out it was like the second most downloaded.
yeah, people love you.
That's great. It was awesome. I remember that show. That was an awesome show.
Yeah, a while
I think
back,
we were
but
laughing our heads off at that show. That was
I
great.
also recently recorded a Stitch Takes Over Part 2.
Yeah, we have lots of time now in the
Ooh.
house, so there's another one coming.
Nice.
Teaser. What's
Yeah.
to come in the future.
Our listeners heard it first.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's right. Breaking news.
So, by the way, I didn't go over what are your ages, Sparrow and Stitch, just so our listeners know.
I'm 12 and I'm gonna be 13 in August.
Nice.
Happy early birthday.
I'm 10, and I turned 10 on March 1st.
Oh, well,
wow.
happy belated birthday.
Yeah.
Then. That's great. That's great. So you more often, you're on the East Coast, so you more often get to Walt Disney World. I know you have a trip planned for this coming fall, I believe.
Yeah, the October.
So Food and Wine Festival, and get to check out all the new stuff. That's
Yeah.
exciting,
We're
right?
nervous.
We're very excited.
We're also very nervous because now that a lot of trips have been canceled, we're nervous that it's going to be so crowded.
There's still
But yeah,
fun
we-
to be had there.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But
You can make it
we've never
work.
done Halloween time. We've always gone like around Christmas time, so we're excited to do that. We'll do the Halloween party.
Nice.
We've gone around Christmas time, but we actually never done the Christmas party.
Well, we did once, and it rained. And it was a
As a
bit of a
baby.
bummer. But,
I was a baby, so I don't remember.
yeah, but this will be our first time doing Star Wars Land,
Yes.
Avatar, Toy Story, so
wait.
we're very
Oh,
excited.
wow.
Yeah,
Nice,
shocking,
yeah.
We never did Avatar or Toy Story.
Wow.
Yeah, there's so
some big
much,
things.
so many new things that have came out over the last few years that it's
Yeah.
going to be almost like a brand new resort for you guys to
Right.
check out. So many new interesting things to see. What's your favorite? Each of your favorite parks at Walt Disney World?
Hollywood Studios. I just like the whole overall thing, and my favorite ride is Tower of Terror.
Ah,
Ride that shall not be named.
right there with you.
Stitch, what about yours?
Right now it's Magic Kingdom, but I feel like it's gonna change once we go to Star Wars Land.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I can see that for sure. How about you, Tony?
I really love Hollywood Studios too. I like the old time Hollywood feel you get when you first enter that park, and that down Sunset Boulevard, and they have
Yeah.
the street performers. I really love that, and I don't know, for some reason Hollywood Studios really is both me and my wife's favorite. Close second is Magic Kingdom, though. It's tough to beat.
Right.
Classic Magic Kingdom. You know
Yes.
what? We were talking about this, I think, with Nate and Serena, the DVC duo, a couple of weeks ago, at how much Hollywood Studios now has changed now that they've had Toy Story
Right.
Land and Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. It kind of used to be, we loved it. We would
Right.
go every trip we went on, but it was kind of like that park where, once you went through a couple of the attractions there, it was almost like a half-day park.
Right.
But now it's like the premier park
Exactly.
at Walt Disney World. I don't know if you guys agree with that.
Yeah, we're actually planning 2 days in Hollywood
Nice.
Studios this time.
Definitely,
We're usually
yeah.
we would do one, but it was almost even like you said a half day.
Right.
You get through it pretty quick. But yeah, we're planning on 2 days this time, so we're excited. It was good. Like before all the construction, like it was our favorite, and you did the backstage tour, which was really cool.
Right.
And then you're right, for those few years where they were constant construction, kind of like what Epcot is going through now.
Mm-hmm.
It was tough to spend a lot of time there, but it's back to full power.
Yeah,
Yes.
full
Like-
glory now.
It's
Yeah.
like the park used to be only half day, but somehow we managed to make it a full day park.
So obviously you haven't been on some of the new attractions at Walt Disney World yet. And I know, Sparrow, you mentioned that Tower of Terror is your favorite. What other attractions would you say are your favorites and that you're most looking forward to? That are ones from the past. Obviously, we know
Going
Rise
back.
of the Resistance, Flight of the Passage. You're looking forward to that.
Mhm.
What kind of more of the classic attractions are your favorites and you're looking forward to getting back to?
Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. That's
Mm.
always
Nice.
been one of my favorites. Well, since I went on it.
Very nice. You must have went on it when it was pretty new, right?
2016.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
okay, yeah.
not long
Last
after.
time we went, actually.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very
Yeah.
cool. Sparrow, do you have another? I know you love Tower of Terror. Do you have another favorite that you are most looking forward to?
Definitely Expedition Everest.
Yeah. Oh,
I
yeah.
love that ride.
That is a good one.
I'm gonna ever go on that one because I don't like roller coasters that go backwards.
I'm
You
right
and
there
Michelle.
with you.
Insane.
You're right. We're always insane.
That's right.
Opinion.
What about you, Tony?
I love those classic, even like Carousel of Progress,
Right.
Peter Pan,
Mm-hmm.
those kind of rides. Star Tours always has a special place in my heart. I love Star Tours,
Sure.
and it's so cool that they're updating it now with the new movies.
Right.
That makes me really excited. So probably those three to hit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Love all those. Those are
Yeah,
all classic.
definitely. Yeah.
Excellent
Not to be
choices.
missed.
So what Disney movies do you guys really enjoy? Now, these can be Disney movies, Star Wars movies, Marvel movies. I know you guys are big Marvel fans and Star Wars fans. So what do you think are your favorites out of those genres?
I'm gonna go first. Okay. Let's see. Marvel. I love Captain America: Civil War. Not Civil War. Sorry.
Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier. That's the one. I love it so much I forgot the name of it. But that movie was really cool to see that they turned the superhero movie into like a different genre, and you had that spy thriller to it, which
Right.
is really cool.
Right.
Star Wars: Empire Strikes Back is my favorite. Will always be my favorite. Fond memories of that, even from when I was little.
Right.
And then my favorite animated Disney movie it's a toss-up between Aladdin and Tangled. I really love those two
Nice.
stories.
Yeah, I love both of those too.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
good choices. Good choices. What about you, Sparrow?
So my favorite Marvel movie, I really like Winter Soldier, but I think I like Civil War better. I really like Civil War. I like how it's like Captain America. It's a Captain America movie, but then they also kind of made it an Avengers movie too.
Yeah,
Right,
it's kind of the Empire Strikes Back of the Marvel, at least the first four zones of Marvel. You know, I mean, it's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
kind of that. You know, it all ended up very strangely
Right.
at the end. You're like, where do we go from here? So, yeah.
My favorite Star Wars movie is Revenge of the Sith.
Nice.
I really like that movie. My favorite character is Anakin, so I really like how that whole kind of centered around him. It was
Right.
really cool.
Right.
And then my favorite Disney animated movie, um,
I'm guessing it's gonna be a tie between another two.
I don't know. I really like Emperor's New Groove.
Oh,
Ah.
yeah.
So I think that might be my favorite Disney animated
I
movie.
just had that on last
Yeah, I
night.
was just gonna say.
Right last night. What about you, Stitch?
I want to. Are we allowed to say Pixar movies too?
Sure.
Okay, but my favorite Marvel movie, probably Avengers Endgame. I like how they made it longer, although I really don't like how. I don't like the end. I won't say it in case any listeners haven't seen it.
It's been out for a while now. I mean,
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
spoilers
it's
are
now.
okay at
It's
this
been a
point.
year, yeah.
Still, some people still might have not seen
Okay.
it.
I guess
Yeah.
so. Well, that's awfully kind of you.
Yeah.
My favorite Star Wars is, wow, I love it so much I forgot the name too. It was Rise of Skywalker.
Uh-huh.
All right.
My favorite animated, like hand-drawn animation, because I don't know, it's Aladdin or Emperor's New Groove.
Okay.
Nice.
Both great movies. Love
Yeah,
them both.
yeah.
Love them both.
Awesome.
Awesome.
My favorite Pixar, surprisingly, may be Brave, because we recently watched that
Uh-huh.
for the first time.
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow.
And it was really good.
Yeah.
It's a good movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Brave is actually underrated. It got kind of a bad rap when it first came out,
Right.
but rewatching it, we just enjoy it.
Sure.
We love Brave actually
Yeah.
ourselves. So
It's like there are only two princess movies that are more like not really princess, Tangled and Brave. It's like
Right.
they're not real. They don't want to be princesses.
Right.
Right.
yeah, they're fierce
Yes.
princesses for sure. No question about that for sure. So, final one question before we get into our little game here, and that is, I know you guys have been to Walt Disney World. I think you guys have been on a Disney cruise, if I'm not mistaken,
Yes.
as
Yes.
well.
Disney Magic.
And the Disney
Ooh.
Magic. All right. What? Tell me just a little bit about that cruise. Where did you guys go, and what did you enjoy most on it?
I really enjoyed the free ice cream.
Everybody does. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I also
Oh.
really like their private island, the little like water park floating
Mhm.
on the water,
Mm-hmm.
and you
Right.
have to swim to get to it. I think
Yeah.
it's really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love Castaway Key for sure.
Yeah.
I think my favorite part of the cruise was probably the pin trading.
Oh,
Nice.
And then I also really like the water slides too.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
We
Tell-
didn't go on the one where it like drops under you, the Donald one. I forget what it's called.
Yeah.
But we've gone on the other one.
the Aqua Dunk.
Yeah.
The Aqua
Yeah, the
Dunk.
Aqua
Yeah.
Dunk.
Yeah, that's the one. That's not for the Aqua Duck on the Fantasy and the Dream is really fun. The Aqua Dunk, though, yeah, there's a reason why they didn't add it to the Wonder when they refurbed it a while
Right.
back. So Tony, anything
Yeah, so-
special you remember about the cruise that you really enjoyed?
Yeah, we left right from New York, so it was really close to us, which is nice. So we went to New York, down to Castaway Key, and then went to Florida, and that's when we went to Universal, not Disney.
Sacrilege!
No, it's a good thing. It's a good thing.
I would rather Disney.
Yeah, well, we figured we didn't want to take time away from a Disney vacation to go to Universal, so we
Right.
figured that was the perfect time to go
Makes sense, actually.
Sure.
and see all the Harry Potter stuff. So
Right.
it worked out well. But
Yeah.
the food is amazing. The service is unbelievable. Like it's a nice Disney vacation that's more relaxed than going to the parks. Like, you know what I mean? But you still get a Disney feel. You get all the characters. You get to see the
Right.
movies. It's just
Yeah,
the whole
gotta-
experience. I was blown away by it.
I gotta
Nice.
watch a lot of Mickey shorts and movies on the big screen.
Right. Yeah.
So fun. We are obviously, as you know, you talked about in our last few episodes, we are huge Disney cruise fans.
Yes.
So I totally get it. Totally get it. All right, let's.
It's tough, right? You see that price tag and you're like, oh, I don't know. But once you do it, you're like, oh, it's worth it. It's
Yeah,
totally worth it.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
and it's also, and we've talked about this so many times on our other episodes. Once you've actually been on other cruise lines, and Disney is so much more expensive, but when you compare, there's a reason why it is the price
Right.
tag it is. It really lives up to that price. It's
Right.
well worth it.
And what we're seeing more and more too with other cruise lines that have you book with a cheaper fare is once you're there, and I know the term nickel and dime is very negative, so I'm trying to think of a PC way to say it. There's upcharges for things that you typically get included on the Disney cruise
Yeah.
fare. So
Like the free ice cream.
Free ice cream. That's exactly right.
in the
Free ice
movies.
cream that's technically not really free.
Sodas, all sorts of stuff
Yeah,
that you
right.
get for
Yeah,
free,
that's
or at least included in your price.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's get to the fun. We now know who they are.
Yes.
Our listeners know all about the Disney Discussions podcast. Let's get to our fun little game here that Michelle has for us. What are we doing for fun with the Disney Discussions podcast?
All right, so we're going to do this fun little kind of I don't know if you want to call it a Make-A-Wish kind of evening event or how you want to call it, our dream event. But what we've asked everybody who's here participating is to come up with a fun evening sleepover at Walt Disney World. But we got some ways of kind of rolling out the fun in that we're going to do this round robin. And so what we're going to ask everybody's going to get a turn, is to share, what attraction would you want your sleepover at? What food would you want there? And what character would you want to be there? Now, keep in mind when you're giving us your answers, colorful count. So, really give us all the whys, make this, so we can understand why you've picked that selection.
I love it. That'll be fun.
Everybody up for the challenge?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Let's go.
We got one life to live it up and be alright. Call up our friends and we'll invite all of our girls to chill. Let's have a slumber party tonight. Hope we don't start a pillow fight. Dance till we see the morning light. Wish it would never end. Let's have a slumber party.
All right. So let's start with Tony on this round.
Ooh.
All right, Tony.
Dun, dun, dun.
If you could spend the night at a Disney World attraction, what would it be and why? Now, one thing I want to point out here is we are going to exclude the castle because, A, it's not truly an attraction, and it's just too easy, the fact that there are
You can actually,
sleeping
if you're
quarters.
blessed enough, stay there. Yes. So.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right.
I thought long and hard about this because, like,
Did you though?
I did. I really did.
Called out
So
right off the first pick.
There was a lot. I'm not going to mention them because I don't want to steal anybody's answer, but I think I'm going to go with Pirates of the Caribbean.
Ooh.
Because there's so much to explore there. There's scenes you could walk around in. You could take a nice little nap on the boat ride. You
Except
could,
that part where you drop.
yes, that's true.
You fall off the boat.
Yeah.
You can meet fake Johnny Depp. It's just it's one of those rides. It's just every time you ride it, you notice something different and
That's
something
true.
Right, yeah.
new, and so it'd be cool to spend a whole night just exploring and going every little nook and cranny and
Right.
playing. And maybe if it's early enough, I could freak out some people on the ride and pretend to be a pirate and come along.
That would be the most fun part. Yeah, I agree.
Or kind of like sit on that pile of gold, right?
Yeah,
all the
exactly,
treasures.
yeah.
I'm rich.
Sneak some in your pockets,
Love it.
Nobody
Right.
see.
Exactly.
Give the key to those prisoners finally, see if they can get out.
Right? Yeah.
Give the dog
That's
a bone.
funny. That's funny. All right. Sparrow, you're up.
So my attraction would be Hollywood Tower of Terror because it's my favorite ride. I like the whole ambiance, and I mean it's a hotel, so
Right.
That's
It
true.
was
That
such a
is
nice
true.
somewhere I wanted to be in a hotel.
A hotel that when you go in the elevator, you turn to a ghost. Yeah.
I'll take the stairs.
Yeah,
You're
and,
not
you have,
allergic to dust or anything, are you?
No.
Okay, then you'll be all right.
I'll have somebody clean it up for me.
and you have a
You're gonna
bellhop
clean
there
up
to
the-
help you with luggage. and-
Right.
A zombie bellhop.
Okay, guess who's next?
My ride is Seven Dwarfs Mine Train.
Mhm.
Because I really like how when you start off you can see the shadow of the dwarves. Maybe when I'm sleeping in there, I'll actually get to see the dwarves. Sneak some diamonds in my pocket.
Nice, yeah.
Put them in your eyes like Dopey does.
Right,
and, yeah.
right. You could do some dancing
Also, there's
there.
that house in the middle of the ride. I can sleep in there.
Right,
That
right.
Dance with Snow White,
I'll take out that part.
You don't want to dance with Snow White?
Maybe I'll dance with one of the dwarves.
You could be
There
her
you
Prince
go.
Charming.
No way.
No.
No way.
Love it. Yeah, absolutely. All right, Tom, honey, you are up.
Wow, I didn't really think this one was going to come to me, but I'm so excited that I get to spend the night on the Millennium Falcon and Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run. Talk about a childhood dream of mine.
Right.
I get to, be in there and play in the game table.
Sure.
Actually, it's one of the things about Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run that I really wish I had more time is to spend in the crew area of the Millennium Falcon. We kind of get in there, you get to take a picture, maybe look around a little bit, then you get called off to actually do the ride. Now you're going to have all sorts of time to explore,
Right.
find the cape closet and everything.
That's true.
I'm really excited. I'm looking forward to spending the night in the Millennium Falcon.
That is an awesome
Chewie
choice.
and
That's a great
space
pick.
chess.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. Michelle.
Oh, that is a good
Chewie the
choice.
cheater.
I don't want my arms ripped out of their sockets. Thank you very much.
I would pick actually the tiki room. Love Polynesian atmosphere there. You have singing going on to be entertained. The birds, etc.
Occasional rainstorm.
Well, I was gonna say you can fall asleep to the rainstorm, right? Who doesn't like to fall asleep to the sound of rain?
I don't.
And there's lots of room in there, a lot of seats I could check out and everything. But yeah, I thought,
Wouldn't the music just keep you up at night though?
well, yeah, you could kind of tell them to keep it down during, when it's time to sleep.
Yeah. Jose, I know your siestas are getting shorter
Yeah,
and shorter, but
yeah.
it's going to be a little longer, okay?
All right, so we all kind of know where we're going to be hunkered down for the evening. So let's talk about food. And let's see. Let's start this time with Tom.
Oh, I get to go first.
Yeah.
Wow. I have
Mix
so
it up.
many choices to pick
I know.
from. Wow. I'm going to go off the radar a little bit here to something that is kind of signals we are back at Walt Disney World
Oh,
to me, and that is like the fried chicken from P&J Southern Takeout at Fort Wilderness. There's just something, maybe because we've stayed at Fort Wilderness so many times, and like our first night there, we're usually just kind of unpacking and unwinding and whatever, and it's just so easy to pick that up. And is that fried chicken the best we've ever had? No, but it's pretty good for me, and it just signals being back at Walt Disney World. So I think I can hang out in the Millennium Falcon and have a little fried chicken and really enjoy myself personally.
Yeah. Is it chicken or
Pretend
pork?
it's pork. Nice.
All right.
Don't tell me. I don't want to know. As long as I have it, it's good.
That is true. It is fun to have like a tradition that you either always doing your trips or that you start your trips. And like Tom said, that is one of the ways that we kind of, that first night, we decompress with some great fried chicken. So,
Yeah.
all right, Sparrow.
The secret ingredient to that fried chicken is pork wings.
Nice.
Nice, yeah.
Buffalo pork wings. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, in the Tower of Terror, I want to have Mickey waffles.
Oh, I love that.
Smart.
What's wrong with Mickey waffles and their waffles? So,
Yeah. Can't go wrong, right?
Really can't.
Plus,
nope.
they're shaped like Mickey, so they have no calories.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good to
Yep.
know.
That-
I
that-
didn't
that's
realize
what-
that.
Yeah, everything Mickey shaped, 0 calories.
They do add the powdered sugar though.
Doesn't count. If it's on it, doesn't count.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Magically takes the calories
That's
away.
right. Mickey ears automatically take it all away.
That's pixie dust, right? There's no calories in
There you
pixie
go.
dust.
Then how come I can't fly after it?
Well,
If you haven't thought of enough wonderful thought.
that's right. All right, Tony.
What he's to me.
All right. This was tough. There's a lot of good food.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought about like maybe some desserts, but then I'm like, I'm gonna wind up getting sick. But I'm gonna go with the Sanaa bread service.
Ooh.
Get the
Oh.
breads and those sauces and
Yeah.
do that. It's a lot of carbs, but yeah, it's one night. It's my dream. Why not?
Right,
So good.
exactly.
All those sauces.
Sitting on a
mixed
boat in
in.
Pirates of the Caribbean, dipping my bread in the sauce and enjoying life.
Dropping
Yeah.
your bread in the water.
No. Wasn't worth the soggy bread.
Yeah. I love that choice. That's
Yeah,
great.
that is a
love
really,
the
really
bread
good
service at
choice.
Sanaa.
Maybe dumping some dip in the water so you have colored water.
You're not coming with me.
It's kind of like St. Patrick's Day in Chicago, right? I mean, all right, Stitch.
I would take the whole buffet from Chef Mickey. And
Wow.
Smart.
I didn't know that was an
man.
option. Holy
Yeah.
cow.
Well, I mean,
The whole buffet.
he needs a buffet if he's gonna have Snow White and the dwarves with
That's
him.
That's
true.
true.
There's a
Yeah.
lot of people to feed.
That's
Yeah.
right. That is
What
true.
meal? Breakfast?
breakfast.
Breakfast, yeah. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
A lot of Mickey waffles.
Nice.
Bacon, sausage.
Yum.
Yeah.
That's a good stuff.
That is very smart. Picking the,
Yeah.
very good
I'll
thinking.
give all the eggs to the dwarves. I'm not a big fan of eggs.
I get that.
That's
I get
kind
that.
of you to donate, though.
Yes. All right, my left.
You're left.
Oh, it is, I agree with Tony. This is hard. I mean, even on my list as we stand right now, I have 3 different things. I guess I got
Well, it's
to.
the Hyperion Adventures podcast. There's
Right.
always
You can do
more
an
than-
A or B.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true.
Are they all part of the same buffet? You can go that way.
Although I think Tony's idea of not having desserts is probably the smarter choice. I just can't resist from Epcot's France Pavilion, the Petit Patisserie,
No.
to have some croissants, eclairs, Napoleon. So I think I would probably gorge out on
raid the
some
whole case
really
there, huh?
special French pastry. Then I just do a lot of running the next day, I guess.
I don't
So-
blame you for those choices. Those are good.
Yeah,
Those are
yeah.
very, very good. Okay.
All right. So next is the character you'd like to join, and why, and kind of maybe what would you talk about or something like that too. So let's see. Who hasn't had a chance to go first? Stitch.
Well, I actually have 2 characters.
Ooh, it's hard, huh?
But it's gonna be hard because they're actually brothers,
Oh.
and I have to split them apart.
Mm.
But I'm saying Phineas from Phineas and
Ah.
Ferb.
Yes.
You would Stitch. You would Stitch.
Why?
Because I mean, it's Phineas. He can build something on the ride to make an extension. I can't say the word.
Extension? Yeah,
And you would rather have Phineas and Ferb so you could actually talk to him.
that's true.
That's
That's a good
right.
point.
I was gonna say Agent P originally, but then I was like, hey, I can't talk to him, so.
Right.
Plus, you wouldn't know where he was half the time. Where's Perry?
That is cool because you could even
True.
build a portal.
To go into another dimension.
That's
Ooh.
Or a portal to
right.
Mars.
Or another ride.
That's right.
There's your loophole.
Or the
Right.
buffet.
But now you have two rides, yeah. Yeah, that's how you
Nice.
fit the buffet in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Into the portal.
Why can't you just bring the whole park to that ride?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but then the ride would kind of be crushed.
Yeah.
By
Right.
doors.
But you rebuilt it.
He would shrink the entire park down into a small place and then shrink you down into that so you all fit, right?
Yeah. Okay.
I like that choice for sure.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yep.
All right.
I hope I didn't steal anybody's answer though.
No, but I,
I
do
don't
like
want to
that.
be that person.
That guy.
Person on the podcast that steals the answer.
Right. All right, Sparrow.
So, I'm going kind of with the obvious answer, but I'm going with Jack Sparrow. I mean, it would be crazy just having Jack Sparrow in an abandoned hotel. I mean,
He reacts
That would
to
be
all the
interesting.
he would
violence.
probably try to steal everything. So, it'll be fun. Fun with Jack Sparrow, Mickey Waffles, and Tower of Terror.
Always
Nice.
asking you where the rum is.
I was,
Yeah.
yeah, I was going to say he might be searching for rum. Or,
Yeah.
I'll
Why is the
send
rum
you
gift
all
shop.
gone?
It's in the gift shop.
I love it. We're Jack Sparrow. We're big fans.
Yeah,
so that's
definitely.
Great. Love it.
Definitely.
Love it.
Tony, who's coming to your party?
So, again, another tough question, but
Always tough.
always tough. I'm gonna go with the genie from Aladdin, because then I can get 3 wishes to go along. with my
Wow.
Nice.
Smart.
Very
Plus, you have
smart.
all the animatronics with you.
Right. Yeah. And he'd just be fun to hang out with, I think.
Yeah.
Doing all crazy stuff. He'd
Get a
become
free
one of the
lamp?
pirates and
You get a free lamp.
get a free lamp out of it. Yeah.
Robin Williams and Will Smith.
The Robin Williams one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing against Will Smith.
Right.
I think he did a fine job, but you
Yeah,
gotta
the
go with
OG.
Robin Williams. Give him
Right.
a
Beat
choice.
Robin.
Yeah.
No question.
That's brilliant. Wow. You people are smart. Really thinking beyond the box. I found
You can ask for 3 other characters to come with you.
that's,
That's
right. That's right.
Or 3 other buffets.
You and the buffets, man.
I know.
Yeah.
Need to get him back on a Disney cruise because he can get to that
Yeah,
buffet
Yeah,
again.
seriously.
Michelle, why don't you go next?
Oh, me.
Yeah.
All right. So I am going to go with somebody that you probably wouldn't think of originally, but I just love this droid, K2SO. His humor and, dry wit, it would just keep me in stitches. No pun intended there. And I just think it'd be kind of funny to get into a discussion with him about audio animatronics and his thoughts of them.
He'll try to free them all.
Exactly.
No, that's the one from Solo.
Yeah.
She would free them all.
Run around the
right.
park free the animatronics.
That's a good pick.
Yeah,
I like
thank
that.
Love
you.
it.
Thank you.
Big K2SO fans.
Yeah. All right, sweetie, you're up.
All right. Well, you think the obvious choice would be the certain Wookiee, since I'm going to be on the
Right.
Millennium Falcon or whatever. But I'm going to go in a completely different direction. One, because I thought he was already going to be taken, but also I kind of like another character that likes to give hugs as well. And as we all know, hashtag Real Men Love Frozen. So I'm going to spend the night with Olaf for his warm hugs, for his charades fun we could have, for his retelling of various
Yeah.
stories. I think we would have a blast just enjoying our time on the Millennium Falcon, just me and Olaf kicking back. Personally.
So you're gonna go with more mature Olaf from Frozen 2.
Ah,
He is a little older.
interesting. Yeah.
And
See,
even a little older now, so it all makes more sense
That's
now.
true. Although I thought you'd kind of go with Christoph, and the two of you could kind of do your own music video.
That's true.
80s
That's
ballad.
true. Or a little Lost in the Woods.
Right.
Well, I guess only a Sven could come along as well because we kind of need him for the background. You know?
Yeah.
Is Olaf looking for Samantha the whole night?
That's right.
Right.
Yes, that'd be fun.
Exactly.
Yeah, love
I
it.
don't even know a Samantha. All right, so here's a twist that you all weren't expecting.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
There's always a
Bonus
twist.
round.
Bonus round. Ding, 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 ding.
What movie would you want to watch during your sleepover at a Disney attraction?
I should have been prepared for this.
I know, right?
Throwing completely out of left field here.
I know,
Yeah, that's
I
an
know.
interesting
So I'm
choice.
going to let you all have some chance to think. And although this is a new thought for Tom, and I'll admit, I really have not come down to one yet. I haven't even really tried to think about it. I just put the question out, and so I'm
All
going
right.
to let you start.
All right, I'm going to start with something that, because I think Olaf would have some interesting ideas about this film and kind of be questioning on what is going on and why is this like this, and it'll all make sense when I get older, whatever. And that is going to be Coco. I think it's a great film. It's a beautiful film. The music is great. It's like I said, I think Olaf would have some interesting reactions to the land of the dead and everything that happens within it and
Right.
everything. I just think it'd be a lot of fun, and it's one of my personal favorite movies. So
That's true.
That's
That's
just
true.
coming out. I'm sure if you ask me 10 minutes from now, I'll come up with something else. But I think that might be
Yeah.
kind of a fun choice.
There's some commonalities there. They could be impaled and nothing happened to them either.
It's true. Very true.
All right, and I'll go with Zootopia. And again, with K2SO there. I mean, first of all, I love that movie for a lot of great reasons, you know. But again, I think getting his take on talking animals, running a city with, you know, all kinds of different environments.
Animals that wear pants, you know. Yeah.
Kind of like to hear his take on some of
Closed animals.
Right? Exactly. All right. So rather than going, I'm going to let you all raise your hand. Who wants to go next? All right, Stitch.
I'm gonna say Onward.
Ooh, nice one.
I love it.
Yeah.
I like to see Phineas reacting like, "Hey, let's build a portal to that dimension."
That's right. And go on a
Build
quest.
some castles and stuff, yeah.
Yeah. No, that's a great one. And
Yeah.
I think that would pair up pretty nicely.
I love
Again,
it.
if I chose Ferb, he would just be like,
Yeah.
He wouldn't know what we're going to do today. He'd have to wait and hear.
I would have to say, "I know what we're gonna do today," and then Ferb looks at me and I'm like, "I really don't know."
Need some help here.
All
Can you
right.
talk for once?
Well, he gives a word here or there
Yes, here and there.
once in a great while, but yeah, it's like really very quiet. Not a good podcaster.
Quiet night.
The Ferb podcast would not be.
And then at the end of the podcast, subscribe.
That's right. We may keep that
Yeah.
soundtrack. We may use that sound bit.
I'm gonna go with my favorite Pixar movie, Monsters Inc.
Nice.
It's a really good movie, and I mean, it's just a good movie.
That's an interesting combination of Tower Terror, Jack Sparrow,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Right.
Mickey Waffles.
and Mickey Waffles.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good evening.
Yeah.
It is.
Actually,
That's a good night.
Yeah.
Besides
Variety.
Entertaining.
Besides the Tower of Terror part.
Yeah.
Good evening.
It's an entertaining evening.
Definitely.
I love it. Also, Monsters Inc. was the first movie that first Disney movie Michelle and I watched
Yeah,
together.
that's a
So,
date.
Yeah,
First
so
date.
it's one of our favorites as well.
Yeah. Very special to us.
Very nice. So my first inclination was to watch the live action Aladdin movie to get the genie's reaction to it. But that's not. I wouldn't actually want to do that, but that's the first thought that came to my mind.
Who is this imposter?
That's right.
That's not the
Why is
genie.
he so buff?
But I'm gonna pick Empire Strikes Back. I know it's my favorite movie, but
Right.
also I have a good memory of when I was 5 watching it, probably on HBO, and me and my sister did like MSTK style, like just riffing on the movie, and
Yeah.
making fun of C-3PO and stuff. So I think that'd be fun to do with the genie.
Yeah.
And
Awesome.
just making fun of the C-3PO and R2-D2 and all them. I think that'd be fun.
Make the genie transform into C-3PO, blue C-3PO.
There you go. Yeah.
Well, if you do that, please do it on YouTube. We'd love to see
Yeah.
it.
I'll live stream it. For sure.
Yeah, that's
Definitely.
awesome.
Definitely. I love it.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for participating in the bonus round that you weren't expecting. And
Yeah. It was a lot of fun. We had a lot of interesting choices. I think
Yeah.
at every single one of them, I would spend my night in because I thought they were all fascinating for different reasons,
Yes.
for sure.
This was a really fun topic.
Yeah,
It's funny, Michelle,
definitely.
when we were planning this, you mentioned this topic, and Sparrow had the same idea for an episode for our show. And
Oh,
we're like,
wow.
this is perfect. We got to do it. We didn't have the movie part of it, but we had
Yeah.
like, if you could spend a whole night in a ride, what would it be and who
Yep.
would it be with? So
wow.
it worked out perfectly. We were
Ah.
very excited.
Cool,
Awesome.
cool.
We weren't trying to steal your thunder for
Right,
sure.
yeah.
but-
No, I know you were.
And there's
It's
ways
just great
to-
minds think alike.
That's
right.
right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's right. And as we know in podcasting and, especially Disney podcasting or any podcasting for whatever, they're like really no original ideas. Everything kind of gets recycled at some point,
Right.
around. So, if you guys want to use it again later on, of course, we'd be interested to hear what, and things change. Like I said, 10 minutes from now, my answers would probably be completely
Right.
different. So,
Right.
Yeah, after I said Phineas, 5 minutes later, I was like, maybe I should have said the genie.
Ah.
It's funny, and you do a lot of those list shows, and I always try and submit my list when I can. And every time I hear you mention my list, I'm like, well, that's not my list now. It's like only a couple days later, but it's funny how those
Right?
opinions change.
Did
you
I
know?
put that on that list? I know, right?
Yeah.
Well, and you all, now that you're having a trip planned later in the year, you might want to do this after your next trip because you might have new favorite attractions.
that's true.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
A lot of new,
Yeah.
a lot of new fun stuff to check out when you're there.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
absolutely.
Well, guys, this has been a real pleasure.
Yes.
I mean, it's been too long. We've been trying to do
Right.
this for so long, and we're so happy that we finally got to make it happen. We're definitely going to do it again sometime in the future. If you ever want us on your show, we'd be happy, of course, to be on your show more than just the little clips, which we enjoy doing as well. Those were a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
you all are super fun. It was such an honor having you on. You really enriched our podcast by coming on, and we truly appreciate that.
No, thank you. We again, like I said, we love your show. You guys do a fantastic show. I'm so happy I found it, and then share it with the boys, and keep it up. We love listening,
Aw.
and just to be a part of this is a very special thing. So thank you.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you. And we feel the exact same way about
Right.
your show. And speaking of that, why don't you tell our listeners where they can find the Disney Discussions podcast and how they can follow you on social media?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. So DisneyDiscussions.com is our website. Everything's there, but any podcast player, just search for Disney Discussions. You'll find us. Like I mentioned earlier, we were sick, so we weren't able to record for a while, but we're getting back on that wagon. We have 2 episodes recorded. So follow us on Twitter. It's probably the best place. I'm most active there. Disney_discuss. We love to. If you're a new listener, we love to hear from you, and even if you're a current listener, let us know. It's always good to hear feedback. I know you guys love to hear feedback on your show and get those
Right.
reviews and everything. And it's sometimes you're doing podcasting, it feels like you're just talking to the people in the room, and that's all. And it's nice to hear from other people that they're listening, enjoy the show. So
Yeah.
any
Absolutely.
podcast you listen to, I recommend giving them a review, reaching out, letting them know you enjoy the content.
Absolutely
And
well
make sure
said.
to subscribe to our podcast.
Yes. Subscribe,
Subscribe.
leave a rating, leave a review, tell a friend, whatever the case may be. Definitely about Disney Discussions podcast because it's excellent. You should go check it out if you
Yes.
never have in the past. Just a lot of fun between the 3 of them. Often, sometimes even the Disney mom, I think, chimes in
Yes.
once in a great
Every
while,
once
which
in
is
a
a
while,
lot of
yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, every once in a while, the Fox News guy comes in.
Who?
The Fox News guy.
I'm here.
Well,
Oh,
wait,
Oh, no.
where did you come from?
How did you get in this time?
I just stayed here.
You've been under the desk the whole time?
Oh no, in the draw.
Wow.
In the drawer.
Fox News
I'll
guy, what
see
attraction do you
you.
want to spend the night at?
The Millennium Falcon.
Oh, me and the Fox News guy and Olaf
Wow.
are hanging out
Thank-
together. That's
let
gonna
me,
be
let me change your answer there, Tom.
right. Olaf, sorry, me and the Fox News guy, we're just hanging out. It's all good. So,
Yeah, no.
Yeah, let's get Sparrow back.
Okay, I'm back.
All right.
welcome back, Sparrow. Where'd you go?
Again.
Yep.
The Fox News guy.
Oh, him.
You missed him.
Where did you go?
I went to get water.
Oh.
Again. You always go to get water.
Yeah. Well, it's good to hydrate, as you know. Always good to hydrate.
It's true.
So, guys, thank you so
Yes.
very, very
Yes.
much. Again, this has been a long time coming, and we plan on doing it again sometime in the very near future because we just had so much fun with you. So thank you so much. Tony, the Disney Dad, Sparrow, Stitch, we really, really appreciate your time.
No, thank you. Love it. Had a great time.
Bye.
Bye, Jim Bob, the Stormtrooper. All right, so that was so fun.
That
Once
was
again,
fun.
hanging out with the Disney Discussions podcast.
They're so fun.
yeah.
They're so cool.
Tony, the Disney Dad, Sparrow, Stitch, thanks again for your time. By the way, what do you think about that song?
I loved it. Great choice, sweetie.
It's one of the things I've enjoyed over the last several weeks is finding these quirky, weird songs to play,
So
in and out of some of these
appropriate, though.
segments.
Slumber
So.
party song.
Yes.
Dancing around
I
to
don't know
it.
how much the Disney Discussions boys will enjoy that song that we played there, but the segment was fun. We had a great time with them, and we definitely look forward to doing some more stuff with them very soon in the future. Because they're if you haven't ever listened to the Disney Discussions podcast, it's just great, so interesting, and it's completely family friendly, as you heard, with the various ages of the boys and everything. So it hits on many different levels of your family.
Right,
So I'm sure
definitely.
you should sit down and enjoy it because it really is a great show.
And they're also impressive. I mean, can you imagine? Think back when you were those ages, and you're like, could you have pulled that off?
No, I can't pull it off now.
So kudos, boys, and Tony, obviously.
Obviously. So that's great. Let's get to our Disney stories of the week. We have a couple for you this week. And we're going to start with Disney's streaming service, which obviously has picked up a little traction over the last several weeks here. And that is that Disney Plus hit a major milestone this week. And this comes straight from a Walt Disney Company press release. Continuing to delight consumers around the world, Disney Plus has now achieved another new milestone with 50 million paid
Wow.
subscribers globally within 5 months after its U.S. launch.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That is impressive.
Yeah, that is very, very impressive. In the past 2 weeks, Disney Plus, of course, rolled out in 8 Western European countries, including the UK, Ireland, France, Germany, Italy, Spain, Austria, and Switzerland. Additionally, Disney Plus became available last week in India, where it is offered in conjunction with the existing Hotstar service and already accounts for approximately 8 million of Disney Plus's 50 million paid subscribers. So obviously with what's happening around the world,
Right.
but plus all these new markets being opened up to it
Yes.
finally, that has definitely helped spur this huge amount of subscribers now for Disney Plus.
Yeah, that's really awesome. And, I know that when we see it on social media, some of these markets have opened up over the last few days, and, the excitement and thrill that they're getting to appreciate what we've been fortunate to have for a while now.
Yeah, they are finally getting caught up on things like The Mandalorian and
Yes.
some other things that we've been lucky enough to watch since November. But it's great to see that they're enjoying it. I know we're enjoying it. Disney Plus is on regularly in our house, obviously enough.
I know. Now that you've mentioned Mandalorian, I think that's
wanna
we
go
got to
back
watch
and
that.
rewatch
too.
again?
Absolutely.
Rewatch.
Rewatch.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. We were just watching Avengers Endgame last night again. It's been a long time since we had seen it, but we finally, mostly because we haven't just had 3 hours to just sit and put to it,
Right.
but rewatched it last night and had it brought all the feels again.
I know.
Speaking of Disney entertainment for you while you happen to be at home, there's another piece of information that came out this week. Major Disney stars are getting together separately for a sing-along night this week.
Nice.
Yes, that's right. This from D23.com, as a matter of fact. ABC has announced it will broadcast a magical 1-hour television special, The Disney Family Sing-Along, on Thursday, April 16th from 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. I haven't checked yet to see what that is Pacific time, if they're doing it live or if it's going to be on delay.
Right.
I would guess it's going to be on delay, but I don't know for sure. So check your local listings to find out when it's going to be on if you want to check it out. It's going to be hosted by Ryan Seacrest and featuring an unbelievable lineup of celebrities and their families who will take on favorite Disney songs from their own homes.
So cool.
Very cool.
I can't wait.
So get a load of this lineup of Disney stars that are going to be taking a part in this event. Among the familiar faces we can look for are Disney legend Christina Aguilera, Aaron Andrews from ABC and ESPN, Bobby Bones, who you'll see a lot of times on American Idol, Michael Bublé, Kristen Chenoweth, Ali Carvalho, of course, Moana, among others things that she's done, Luke Evans, Jordan Fisher, Josh Gad, hello, hashtag Real Men Love Frozen, Derek Huff and Julianne Huff, Carrie-Ann Inaba from Dancing with the Stars, Little Big Town, Disney legend Kenny Ortega, Donny Osmond. I'm thinking,
wow.
I'll make a man out of you might be part of this. If Donny Osmond is going to be doing this. Thomas Rhett, Amber Riley, John Stamos, and many more from across the Walt Disney Company portfolio, including the Walt Disney Studios, Walt Disney Television, Disney Music Group, Disney Theatrical Productions, and beyond. It sounds like it's going to be, all that packed into 1 hour.
I know. I was going to say, what an incredible lineup.
Right.
That is awesome.
I'm so excited for this. I can't wait to check this out on this coming Thursday for, whenever you're hearing this. April 16th is the date again, 8 to 9 p.m. Check your local listings.
Yeah. And Ryan Seacrest is an amazing host for shows. Yeah.
He is the ultimate host.
That's
in
right.
my opinion, at least currently running right now.
Yeah.
He's kind of the Dick Clark of our era.
That's a good analogy.
Era.
Right.
Yeah. That's why your host Dick Clark's rocking New Year's Eve or whatever. Makes sense, right? And if you need a little help remembering the lyrics as you sing along with your favorite celebs, no worries. An animated character will guide the on-screen lyrics so that the audiences, families, roommates, and loved ones can follow along in perfect harmony with the stars as they sing beloved melodies from Disney classics, including Beauty and the Beast, The Little Mermaid, and Toy Story, along with more recent fan favorites like Moana, Frozen, hashtag Real Men Love Frozen, and High School Musical. And during the special, fans will also see PSAs featuring talent from across Walt Disney Television to raise awareness about feeding America's vast network of resources for people in the country who are, feeding America's vast network. I should have said that better. About Feeding America's, which is the organization, vast network of resources for people in the country who are finding themselves in unfamiliar circumstances and facing hunger during these difficult times. So all for a great cause, including, of course, just your own entertainment while you're at home. So I'm very, very excited for this.
Yeah, looking forward to that for sure. And do you remember the sing-along videos that Disney used to put out?
Yeah, they used to put those out fairly regularly. They were on like VHS.
Right?
Yeah. They were great.
So, very cool. So, maybe,
and you're all singing along at home anyway.
Right.
So, totally get into this. Have a good old time with your family and dance. Get up and dance. Have a good time. It's going to be a wonderful night, and I'm very, very excited to see it for sure.
Samesies.
All right, so that's it for the Disney stories of the week. However, we never leave you without some sort of tip that might help you on your next vacation, whatever it may be, when we can get back to the Walt Disney World Resort, when we get back to the Disneyland Resort, Run Disney events, which I am really looking forward to getting back to at some point, Disney cruise, whatever the case may be. And we always start with Michelle, one, because she's just gorgeous, super intelligent, and just everything that's right with the world, but also because she has the very best tip. So let's get right to it. Here is Michelle's tip of the week.
Oh my gosh. Such fanfare, such build up for this tip. I don't know. Anyways, it kind of goes along with the tip I've used in the past about looking up, and to appreciate, some of the details that we tend to just fly by when we're, in a Disney park, especially, but anywhere, even on Disney Cruise Line. And this one actually kind of is geared towards Disney Cruise Line, but not solely and specifically. it's relating to the artwork that Disney has and shares with us as we go into, again, their parks or Disney Cruise Line. And I'll give you an example. When you go into Disney Cruise Line, each area where the stairwells are has artwork that is really cool. And like they definitely took a lot of thought or put a lot of thought into how they selected and placed those. For example, when you're going up on near the deck that has all the activities like the pool and the basketball court and ping pong tables, etc. If you look at the artwork there, it relates to things related to sports. So you'll have like Goofy's how to play baseball,
How to swim.
How to swim, or you might have other like drawings from cartoon clips. And then there's other areas that are maybe more geared towards the adult portion. And, they have a little bit more sophistication towards them. And it's interesting that they use this to kind of help guide people where to go on the ship and where to have fun. They don't really want to draw kids necessarily to the adult areas, and they don't want them to feel unwelcome. So by placing artwork that may be more interesting to them on the other areas and artwork that may be less interesting to the adult areas is kind of a way to help set those moods and guide the flow of people. And so one, it has a really good purpose. And two, again, appreciate that Disney really took the time. They didn't just plaster up. Obviously, they could plaster up all kinds of artwork related to the Disney company, but it was very thoughtful, and you'll have a blast looking at some of these pieces of art that they have.
Mm-hmm. And they're all, like you said, they're placed thoughtfully. Again, the Disney ships are designed by Imagineers. The inner portions of them are designed by Imagineers to, tell a story. That's what the Imagineers try and do with everything they do throughout the parks, throughout the resorts, throughout the cruise ships, is try and tell a story as you're going through it. Whether you pick it up or not, that's up to you. It's one of those things. Another one of Michelle's tips is look up, take the time to look at some of this stuff and appreciate it and enjoy it. I highly recommend if you do get back and do a Disney cruise to do the art of the theme tour, because they really break down how the Imagineers think about designing these ships when they do. And it's really, really interesting how they accomplish this. And the same goes for when you're at the parks. A lot of the tours that you will go on will break down a lot of the thinking that goes behind these different areas within the parks as well. So,
and just to kind of remember to pay attention to some of those, or not just pay attention, just be able to appreciate even at the resorts. I mean, we tend to do it when we're at a specialty, let's say like Trader Sam's. Yeah, we really focus on the artwork in there because it's kitschy and it's fun. That same level of attention to detail you can find throughout their resort. So if you're going into any of their hotels, you're having that opportunity to really get to appreciate some details that you might otherwise not think about because you're just kind of like going from point A to point B.
Yeah, it's one of we mentioned last week, I think it was in my tip where we were talking about resort hopping and why we enjoy going resort hopping is because they're all so different. They're all so interesting. And part of that is because of the fact that the artwork that they put up in various places, the way the Imagineers design these resorts, it all adds to the ambiance of going and visiting these different spots. And that's why part of the reason why we enjoy doing it virtually every trip we go to Walt Disney World.
And it's just, it is so much around there. I mean, like we talked about when we went to the opening of the Riviera, how they have a lot of pictures there of, pictures representing early times in the Walt Disney Company with Walt and his wife traveling through Europe, et cetera, or cruising. And then when you look at other resorts like Port Orleans and you see the rich history of that part of our country brought through in artwork, it's just phenomenal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, every resort has its own fine touches that make them different and interesting and fantastic, and they're all great stays. So.
Right. So it's just kind of getting an opportunity to appreciate, some other little details that can make you smile and make you feel good that you're there.
Absolutely. No question about that. So obviously Michelle has the very best tips. Now let's get to my tip of the week. We talked a little bit in this episode about some things you can spend your time at home enjoying to watch on television or whatever the case may be to kind of, look, the news can be scary, or just plain sad. So there are different ways to find diversions to kind of get you away from that, to be positive, to think in a different direction, or just to distract you for a while from all of what's going on around us. And I put this out on social media this week, and I wanted to share it here as well, because one thing we know is that there are a lot of great podcasts, and especially Disney podcasts. They're staying very positive, and they're a great diversion for this time being. And obviously, you know about our show because you've made it this far into the show. You're listening to us right now, but maybe there's some shows you don't know of that are really close friends of ours. And we'd like to share them with you as well, just so you kind of have an idea about some other options while you're at home, while you're, working from home or whatever, to kind of fill in some of that space while you're at home. And a lot of these are things that your whole family will enjoy listening with. And we start with the guests we had on today, who were, of course, the Disney Discussions podcast. You heard how great they are. Definitely tune into their show. Some other shows you might love are Monday Morning Monorail, Theme Park Thursdays with Dillo's Diz, Part of Our World podcast. Some of these have already been on our show or will be coming on our show eventually to join us. If you like Star Wars, of course, Jedi Temple Archives podcast, our great friend Rob LeBarry from that. You can enjoy that. Also, Conversations with Pat and Charles is another excellent show. Some other Disney podcasts you might love. Love of the Mouse podcast, who teamed up with us on our hashtag Real Men Love Frozen shirt. Also The Mouse and More, The Mouse Knows Best. That's the Mouse group of podcasts. Other ones, Disney DNA podcast, who we've joined with. They've joined us on air. We've joined in with them. They're great. Magical Mommy Monday podcast, the 1923 Main Street podcast, the Disnoids, Tombstone Josh, who listens to our show very often. He's a great fan of it. 37 Disney Street is great for if you're looking for some from across the pond. 37 Disney Street and the Great British Mickey Waffle are a great podcast for that. Also, I want to give a shout out to No Guilt Disney, DCL podcast if you're looking to listen to something about Disney Cruise Line, and Rope Drop Radio, also great. There are so many great Disney podcasts, so many great Star Wars podcasts. We didn't get nearly to all of them, but just to kind of give you some ideas out there of some shows that we love, that we are friends with, that if you're looking to expand your podcast listening, of course, stick with us. Always get us first. But, these people are wonderful, that we consider them friends, and we would love for you to check them out as well.
Yeah, they're all wonderful people, and we do have a lot of fun with them, whether it be on social media or crossing in between each other's shows, etc. So, yes.
So that was just my quick tip of the week. Check out some other Disney podcasts to kind of fill your time, fill that void until we can get back to where we all want to be.
Be sure to come back to us.
Well,
don't drop
first. Listen to us first. And then go check out these other podcasts. No, they're all great. Hopefully you enjoy them. Hopefully you subscribe, give them a review. They're all great shows. So that's it for this week. Next week, we've got some more guests joining us. Yes. However, we're going to delve deeply into some interesting information that I think is good for people to know, and actually for us to know too, because we've never really done this in all of our trips to Walt Disney World, but we're now thinking about possibly doing it for our next vacation, and that is the Disney dining plan. We're going to delve deeply into what it is, what the plans are that are out there, and give you some tips. We're going to be joined by the group from Young Adventures. You can find them on YouTube. It's a family. They go out to Walt Disney World regularly and film a lot of the adventures that they do together
with their kids.
And they happen to be experienced in the Disney dining plan, so they're going to share some of their tips with us on how to make the most of it and decide if the Disney dining plan is right for your next vacation.
Yeah, I can't wait for this because I'm really trying to wonder that myself, because I've done research on the Disney dining plan. I've kind of gone back and forth in my thoughts of it. So, I'm looking forward to actually being educated. And they are wonderful people. You're going to, I'm sure, enjoy them like we do. And get to have some in-depth, like you said, in-depth knowledge to be able to make decisions.
Yeah, and that's the most important thing when you're making any vacation, scheduling any vacation, is kind of, doing your homework a little bit on it, knowing what works best for you, and hopefully this information will help you out in that regard. So that's it. We appreciate you joining us today. In the future, you can find us most everywhere you get podcasts. However, the very best place to find us is on our own website, HyperionAdventurespodcast.com. And while you're there, why don't you just go ahead and sign up for the newsletter?
Yeah, you'll be glad you did. There's going to be some, as Tom mentioned earlier, there's going to be some special announcements coming up, but you'll always be the first to hear of things coming up. And, you'll just get some more of your Disney fun through this great, wonderful, funky
Chris?
newsletter.
Yes, it's funky. That's for sure. You can also follow along with us on social media. We're on Twitter at Hyperion Podcast, Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest at Hyperion Adventures Podcast. And if you ever want to contact us for any reason, maybe tell us, who your Disney sleepover group would be. We'd love to hear that, and we'll share that on a future show as well. Email us at HyperionAdventuresPodcast@gmail.com.
Right. And don't forget, tell a friend.
Tell a friend about our show. That's the easiest way for people to find out about this podcast. So that's it. Thanks for listening to the Hyperion Adventures podcast. We look forward to sharing some time with you again next week. Until that time, I'm Tom.
I'm Michelle.
And we hope that you have a magical week.
Bye.
Adventure is up there!
Subscribe.